What's going on, guys? I thought I'd give an update on my Roven hybrid build that I'm building from scratch. So I haven't gotten too far on this here. I'm trying different things, trying to make up my mind on what I want to 3D print for this and what I want to buy, what I want in plastic, what I want aluminum. So let me show you everything I got and we'll kind of go over what I'm thinking right now. So this is not going to be a running video. So if you are looking for something like that, that's not what this is. Um, I'll try to keep it as short as possible, but I'm more so looking for input on which way everybody thinks I should go. I'm a huge fan of plastic because it flexes and bends before it breaks. Um, a truck this size and with as much power as I want to put on it, um, I just feel that it's going to need a little bit of plastic on it, at least in certain areas. So let me show you what I got. Hopefully, I get some opinions on this and I can get this figured out so I can start moving forward with the next step. Alright, so here's my bag of Baja parts. I have a couple 5T parts in here. This is a Losi 5T arm. It's the second one that I printed. The first one that I printed I used for quite a while, and I still have it, but I don't know exactly where it's at. So this one here, I left the skins off the outside of it. That was on purpose, just to see how good or bad this would be. It's very rigid. It does not bend at all. So it's almost like an aluminum part, but it's so beefy that it's it kind of gets in the way of a lot of stuff. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So if I were to mount this up there, I mean, it would work, but as you can see what the beef is compared to one you buy. Again, it's cool. This is a 5T piece that, or an LT or whatever, that would go over here on your engine, something like that for your spur or whatever. I have tons of upper braces and tower braces. I even have an aluminum transmission or whatever you want to call that. I wanted to use that there, but it will not fit. Not with these pieces right here. I don't know if you guys remember or not, but I had a lot of trouble figuring out how I was going to do that. I just went to plastic on that. I figured, what the hell, that's got to be best. I do have my arms on here now, and they're just kind of temporarily put up there. These are the parts that I know will fit. I mean, this is a gasket for an exhaust. These are pieces for, like, spacer pieces. These are servo and brake, or servo and something to do with the electronics up here, like they're standoff kind of things where they do that. This is, I don't remember, it's a block for something, and I don't remember exactly what that is. This is to mount your engine on a 5T chassis. I don't know if it'll fit this or not. I think it still has the cutouts underneath. See if I can feel it. Yes, it does. So these spacers and stuff, I kept it just in case. These are the, I think they're CVDs, I do believe, but it's the part number that goes with these. They will go on the back here. Like so. As you can see, the arms are the right length. Now up here, that's the front end. I do have one piece from the Baja that will work. This is my front end so far. Got the shocks, or not the shocks, I got the arms and everything on them. I got everything kind of like mocked up. So I'm just kind of waiting to see what my next step is going to be on here. I really want to get towers on here and try to wrap up the rear end. But I got to figure out which parts I want. I know the top piece here. Let's see if I can find my other piece. I'll show you what I'm talking about. God, I got so many pieces here. I apologize, guys. This is not the only bag either. I got an entire tub over there of Baja parts. So this is one piece I know I'm going to keep metal. But as you see, this one here does not line up correctly. Could I force it? Sure. But then I wouldn't be able to mount the shock tower, at least the way that they do with the hybrid. So I'm not going to use this one. I'm going to save this for a Baja. You know, I have that Baja. I have that Baja. So I'll save it for those. I'm sure I'll use it eventually. But I do need to get the correct towers, the correct top. The towers I would like to have plastic, but I don't think they make those. I think they're only aluminum. So I'll probably get those and maybe I'll design one later or something. But as of right now, I don't think they make them. This down here is another tub of mainly Red Cat stuff. I have Red Cat fifth scale stuff. I have some Baja stuff in there. Well, let me just show you. This is like some of the plastic pieces I printed before, ran with, actually performed fairly well for what they are. But they were like prototype stuff, first stuff. Inside there is a dynamite. Let's see, is it dynamite? Well, it has dynamite something on there, but it is a Fuelie or Chang Young or whatever engine. I think it's a 30 or 32 cc, something like that. But it's one that I thought about using later on, putting a different top end on or something, which is what we're going to do with this one. All right, so first off, we have my HPI engine, or well, it's just a cheapy whatever engine. It probably needs a new top end with piston and everything else there. Here's some of the extra parts I have: flywheel, covers. This is another top end. I don't know which one that one has. This is a Chung Yang one. So, but this is only a 2-bolt. I wanted a 4-bolt. So I have a 4-bolt here. This is a Zenoa one. It's got plugs and everything with it. So this is a Zenoa 4-bolt 36mm 29cc top end kit, which should fit that. If it doesn't fit that, I have another engine in the box down there, and I have one of these engines. I don't remember, it's either that one or that one. I don't think it's the Speed Ripper, the Street Ripper. I don't think it's that one, but it's one of those three, I do believe. Because that, actually it's not that one. That one's a 36cc Rovan. I do remember that one. So it's either that one or that one. This one is my new Zenoa 36, I think. 32, no, 340. So it's 34, I do believe. So I think that one's the Zenoa. That one is just a generic engine, kind of like this. It's either Chung Yang or HY or Fuelie or something like that. I can't remember. One of these is a Dynamite engine or a Dynamite something. I can't remember. I'd have to tear into all that stuff. But if this doesn't work on that one there, that's what I'm going to do. Is I'm going to tear into stuff, try to find one that fits, because I want to use this here. I have a lot of different upgrades that I can do with this setup, so that's what I want to try to do. I have a genuine Killer B or Killer RC kill switch that's going to go on this. These are pretty badass. I like them. And I also have this guy here. So, see if I can get that sticker out of here. So, as you can see, it's a DetroitPerformance.com or whatever there. So this is an upgraded, kind of show you here, Walbro. And let's see if I can get the numbers on. I don't want to take it out of the package just yet here, but I kind of want to show you what I got. If you can see that, it's 1107. That's what it's supposed to be anyway. This one has the choke on it. I was thinking about going chokeless, but this one has it on there. So I'm going to probably use this as well, but it mounts up and will work well with that setup, which is why I want to try to use that. So we're going to be diving into this at some point this year. I don't know when. It might be later this year. It might be a couple weeks from now. I really don't know. Just whenever I get time to dive into it. I do have another box down there full of other parts. Like I have a Thor exhaust. I have a gas tank. I think I have some electronic pieces. There's a part of a cage down there. And again, I have a whole tub down there. And then the one on top is Red Cat of fifth scale parts. And of course you see all my tires and stuff I got there. So the things that I still need and I'm trying to decide on, I have a pretty good list here. Upper arms for front and rear, which on the hybrid model, they don't really use an upper arm. They use more like a link kind of thing. So I mean, those are pretty easy to get. Front and rear shock towers. I'm trying to decide whether I want plastic or metal. I kind of want plastic on those. But then again, I don't think they make them, so I might have to settle for metal and then maybe design my own or something. The top plate that goes on the trans, I forget what they call that, but there's a plate that goes on the top of the transmission. It's the one that I showed you guys. It goes over it gets in the way of the shock towers or whatever. I need that, so that I'll probably do the aluminum anyway. I won't try to change any of that. Sorry guys, trying to get you a little more comfortable here for me so I can read this to you. I still have to get shocks, which I do have some shocks here. I just got to measure them and see what size and stuff they are. Servo tray, battery tray, all the electronic trays. Those I really want plastic too. I don't want any metal on those. Steering assembly, again, fan of plastic. If something hits it with a lot of force or whatever, let's say you hit a big root or you run into something or whatever and your wheels are cocked and you're trying to turn the opposite way or whatever, the whole purpose of like a servo saver and stuff is so that part will expand and without breaking. But if you have plastic pieces there, it most likely will flex instead of breaking. So that's why I like it and that application. And plus they're cheap to replace. I can print them, whatever. Fuel tank and engine. I've got options here. I just got to figure out which one I want to use and which way I want to go with it. That's a whole separate deal here. I thought about even doing a live so I can get some, real feedback on that, in real time. Try to figure out which way I want to go with it, because I could go lots of different ways on this. I could even go brushless on it, but I don't really want to do that. I've already got a brushless Baja 2-wheel drive singing rail kind of truck. That was cool. I like it. I really like it. But I don't want everything brushless. I want, some gas too. So that's the whole purpose of this. I got to get bumpers, roll cage, body, and servo. Now, servo I probably have laying around here somewhere. I just have to find one. Going to use a typical 5th scale servo. And then I'm going to use probably an 8th scale servo for the throttle. And I believe that's it. Now, there's some other things I wanted to adapt to this truck, but I need to kind of get it together first. If you go to Rovin RC, or even if you go to fearlessrc.com, they are a dealer for Rovin. You can find pieces of certain things that you need for this truck, but you can't find like a manual or anything like that. I think the reason is because it uses LT parts, SLT parts, and regular Baja and Losi 5T parts. So I really need to figure out which pieces fit instead of just like buying and trying to slap it all together, because I've got like 5T parts, I've got Baja parts, I've got Red Cat parts, I got all kinds of stuff that somewhat fits on there, but then it blocks other things. And the whole purpose of this is so I can use the LT body. So I need the shock towers, and I need certain things to match up. I can get away with the Baja transmission, for example. I really wanted to use the aluminum because I think that's a good place to put aluminum. But the one that I bought with the two case split case or whatever, it just won't work. The mounting pieces and stuff for the top plate and the tower assembly will not fit around there unless I mean I could drill it out and everything, but I'm not doing that, guys. It's just that kind of defeats the whole purpose. So I backed down on that one. Arms, I'm definitely not using aluminum arms if I can get away with it, so that's why I'm using plastic. And the tires, I've got these white tires here. They may or may not be good, I don't know, but you know, I've had them laying around looking for an application, so that's what we're going to try. I do like the aggressive tread on there. Should be pretty cool. So that's kind of where I am on this project. I have other ideas. I have other things I want to do. I've got a couple screw kits that came in, you know, so I've got some things I can get done. The problem is, how do I proceed? How do I want to proceed, I should say. There's a lot of different ways I can go, and I'm trying to null that over in my head. You know, again, I've got 100 projects going on, I'm sure, but just trying to figure out how I personally want to do this. So yeah, I hope you guys understand. It will eventually be coming to the channel. Once I figure out and make up my mind, usually I'm pretty quick at that point to get it together. I just got to figure out how I want to proceed. So yeah, just stay tuned. That's the latest update on this thing here, and I expect to be moving on it, you know, at some point. I don't want to keep it set to the side for too long because then I forget what I was doing and all that jazz. So I did make me, like I said, a list of things. That's the next, you know, steps or whatever. There's probably other things on there that I'm forgetting, so I will eventually update that list or whatever, or cross things off or whatever. But yeah, maybe I'll start doing some lives on this or something, because I'm really interested in getting actual feedback, which I get people sending me emails and messages and stuff, but I'm looking for more than just a few people. I'd like to get some real input on people that has these trucks, or has something similar, or they've done a project similar, which seems to be kind of hard to find. So that's what I'm kind of looking for. If I don't get it, I don't get it, but you know, I may do some lives or whatever to try to figure that out. So yeah, that's the latest update, and yeah, man, we're going to be kind of kicking it from there, and hopefully I can start, you know, moving along at a pretty good pace with this project again here soon. But you know, once I figure a few things out, I will. I gotta get to that point. So appreciate it, guys. Hope everybody understands, and yeah, we'll catch you on the next one here. Thank you very much.